Now a second down throw for Rivers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
Halfback sent in motion. On third down, Rivers finds his target. It's Gates. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
They run it here with Gordon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
There's so many things that go into playing the position of linebacker. Some of them are actually subtle. Doing the drill work that you do all the time in practice and carrying it over to the game. Get rid of blockers and get to the ball carrier and knock him down for a loss.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Khalil Mack. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Long for Rivers. Open man, it's Allen. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And, Charles, here's the offensive lineup.
Melvin Gordon, the exciting young runner out of Wisconsin. Well over 2,000 yards his last year with the Badgers. This is a guy who can catch it and run it.
Back to the ground now with Gordon. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
I know an injury knocked Melvin Gordon out of the last couple of games, so he missed his opportunity to get to 1,000 yards. But does the injury hurt more, or just the fact he didn't get that 1,000 yards?
Yeah, he was on pace for it, obviously. But coming into the season, people were saying this is going to be a good year for him, and we're going to see a bright Melvin Gordon in the future. We saw glimpses of it.
They restructured their offense in order to give him better opportunities, and he took advantage of it.
Scary. He's only 23, folks. And this one's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Dan Williams might as well change his name officially to Big Dan Williams. A monster in the middle, holds down the run game against any team.
On second down, Rivers again. Going underneath for Gordon. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to lead to a third down. Just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Ready, 380. Hey.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Rivers from the gun on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And now it's fourth down.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on fourth down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field. that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
But you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play. Yeah.
That too.
Throw left side to the tight end, Walford. A gain of 6 there on first.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He was trying to get it to Andre Holmes that time. And that brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And he gets it away, and it's a laser. Headed for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now Rivers. Throw right side, complete to Williams. Well, looking back, it was a solid season for Williams. 69 catches. He was up over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Fantasy sleeper is an understatement for what he did.
I can't believe you brought him up because I have a feeling you've got your eye on him for your fantasy team or teams for 2017.
I'm just going one team next year, but, man, he was impressive.
Yeah, did you know that he was ranked 81st on one fantasy roster last year?
In the
draft? That's pretty impressive. He far exceeded that number and expect him to continue to play to that level.
And partner Antonio Gates coming back for another year. It'll be his 15th season in 2017.
And how about, let's just talk about not just the longevity, but he's in a position now where he can break a tie with Tony Gonzalez because they both have 111 touchdowns at the tight end position. Antonio Gates' first touchdown of 2017, that'll break that tie, and he'll be number 1.
That's pretty impressive. Probably going to be playing behind Hunter Henry, second-year man, but just the sustainability, how long he's lasted in the league, impressive.
And think about this. Philip Rivers, so excited to have him back because Hunter Henry's playing well, but Mr. Reliable is Antonio Gates.
Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. In motion is the tight end Gates. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Back now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out.
Ready? Set! 380!
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Dancing to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Now this is fielded in the end zone. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Raiders will take possession. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Murray now as they run it to start the drive. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Murray had the 1,000-yard season in 2015, followed that up with 788 last year. Now also in the mix in Oakland, you had Washington, you had Richard. How do you see this backfield playing out going forward?
I think you'll see a similar combination going forward. I think that's one of the reasons that he dropped from a 1,000-yard runner to 788, because they had other options. They're able to bring in Washington, Richard. They can use different plays for those guys, a lot of versatility, and really upgrade their offense with an infusion of speed. But Latavius Murray, I think he'll still continue to be the lead guy out of that trio.
Here's Wolford over the middle. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
He finds Roberts complete. A nice gain of 21 yards. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot. But there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the Combine, you know, that's held in Indianapolis every year, and you have about 350 of the top prospects coming together to get their physicals and interviews and on-field performance, and all that will get evaluated along with their game tape. And then you've got the free agents, all right? That starts, I believe, in early March, where now the free agents can start moving around to different teams, so your team's starting to take a little bit of shape there, free agency, because then the draft's coming up. You're trying to put your team together with new draft picks, have everyone start to move in one direction, and then you have the OTAs and minicamps. You get to see them on the field for the first time, and we start to get a better idea of how these teams are going to look when the fall begins.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now Carr. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down.
Here we go.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he will find his man on the outside. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, he gets everything he could into this one. The trajectory's good. It's definitely online. They just need a little more oomph behind it. and it'll wind up falling just shy of the crossbar.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. And he fires one incomplete. All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle. Starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. Earl Thomas returns. I like Seattle coming out of the NFC. How about you?
Well, I'm actually going to take a Dallas Cowboys NFC title run. I think that they came so close this year, probably most talented going into next year.
I like that one. Well, in the AFC, I'm going to go with a team that if they improve their defense and their quarterback stays healthy, they could be that team, the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm going dark horse. Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Hey, from worst to first.
Finds his target. It's Gates. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Do you get the sense, Brandon, that people are trying to retire Antonio Gates? They keep thinking this is almost the end of the line, and then he keeps making catches like the one we just saw there.
He's the old reliable, you're right, just one of 9 players in the NFL with 100 or more touchdowns. Now Gordon on 1st down, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Rivers. And the Raiders have got him. Bruce Irvin in there to drop it for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So a big sack on 2nd down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for 3rd.
All right, here we go.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Well, that one fell incomplete after being tipped in the air. But I have to tell you, I had a bad flashback of going to head to the stadium stairs in practice. Because what we were always taught, any ball like that, if it's not spiked towards the ground and you actually tip it up, then that's an error on your part. Because now you've given hope to the offense. Maybe help create a big play for them instead of going up and either intercepting it or knocking it down. I ran many a stadium step for my errors.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
So with that, we come upon the 2-minute warning here on the NFL on EA Sports. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And brought down there by a pair of Chargers on the stop.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
All right, here we go. Red 18. Red 18.
play fake here on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They go play action for Murray. Now Carr escaping the pressure right. On the run. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, 48 yards. And the Raiders have taken the lead. So he missed his lone field goal try, but he's got this one as that extends their lead. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now San Diego getting set to go. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 2nd down, Rivers. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen.
Well, Brandon, when I watch Keenan Allen play, I actually shake my head in amazement sometimes. ACL tears in each leg the last 2 seasons, and now he's back in 2017 sprinting around.
And he'll be 25 at the start of the 2017 season. A lot of people rooting for this guy. You just always worry, though, don't you, when you have an ACL tear, especially in both knees?
You do worry about it, but you also have seen guys who have come back from multiple tears and have had really big-time careers. You know, Frank Gore has done that, and now with the Indianapolis Colts. And then you look at Thomas Davis with the Carolina Panthers. 3 times in the same knee and has come back and had an extraordinary career. So I like the odds for Keenan Allen, and Phillip Rivers really wants him back in a big way. He's his #1 target.
Here's Rivers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Rivers again. He'll drop it underneath for Woodhead. And he coughed it up. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Murray, the lone setback. The tight end in motion right. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
All right, here we go.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down.
I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. Carr going to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Melvin Ingram. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. Steps away to his left. His throw incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Third and long for Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Here's Drew Kaiser now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded at the 33. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On 1st down, Carr to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Ooh, I like it.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what they play man coverage against you. He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Latavius Murray, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And that'll bring up second down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
We ready?
Now, Carr again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Latavius Murray from 6 yards away. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the D-line's going to spread out. Throwing Rivers, going underneath for Gordon. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a second down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They come out here in the eye. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Trying to power it ahead with Watt. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Football is such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball. But when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
He was looking for Antonio Gates that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
On 3rd down, Rivers. And this is complete. It's Allen. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because it's almost...
And he's in across the chalk. Touchdown, San Diego. Phillip Rivers taking it in. And the Chargers have made this a 1-score game. And they wasted no time right down near the goal line, and they just sneak it in.
Just do what you need to do. Big guys going up front. Have the field general, the leader, just fall in behind them.
Hey, hey, hey. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Rivers is going to throw for it. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and
there he goes, Amari Cooper. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
A first down throw here for Rivers. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And now what they want to see here, he's still down on the field. Obviously such an important part of their passing game, and the training staff, they're going to have to attend to it. 2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. One man in the backfield is Gordon. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Malcolm Smith in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. Third and long for Rivers. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Mario Edwards in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 36. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, 47 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Out to kick is Janikowski. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, if there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Hey, ready? Back there,
On 1st and 10, Rivers. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Ten yards still left on 2nd down.
Set it. Set 180. Hey, Rocket. Hey, alpha.
To throw is Rivers. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Khalil Mack in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight. Let's see, the defense might bring some added pressure as the offense is dealing with a 3rd and long. Rivers to throw it. Finding time. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation. Instead, tried to get all back in one play.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Thought he needed the deep pass. Couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
Here's Drew Kaiser now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. take it from deep in their own territory. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. But he will not make the first down marker, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And now here come the Raiders. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Clive Walford, 34 yards. And the Raiders add on to their lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also,
and nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Khalil Mack in there yet again. My goodness, make it 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone. Second down, Rivers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Finds his target. It's Gates. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll throw again. Rivers. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just dropped to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
Rivers off the play fake to Woodhead. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to air one out. And this is hauled in by Williams for a Charger touchdown. Tyrell Williams, 50 yards. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. They come out here in the I. And the slot man goes in motion left. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? In motion left, that's Cooper. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. On the move to his left. He may try and run for this. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
We ready?
And they'll run it here. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Clive Walford with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time.
And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put it.
And this is caught inside the 5. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And quickly, they get to the line. Carr. And this is caught by Cooper for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And the lead is now an even 30. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Perry Riley. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Murray, the lone setback. Now after the INT, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And he's into the clear. And he's got some space here. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Antonio Gates, the veteran tight end, was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down. They'll come out in the pistol.
Hey, ready.
Play action now. Rivers. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Smith. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football.
All right, here we go.
But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use the speed to get there in the run game.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Roberts with it over the middle. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that score.
Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this will likely be the last play and wrap things up. One last shot now for Rivers. He's nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their team